Check 1. Check 2. We are live. We're live. Hey, Radhe Radhe Govinda. Morning, everybody. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe Radhe. Hey, Radhe Radhe. Good morning, everybody. How are you, man? Welcome to the program. My name is Marcus Conti. I am a video philosopher, for lack of a better term. And today, it does occur to this reporter that the age of the monolithic black, right? The watermelon eating, chicken eating, fried chicken black might be over, right? And to the blacks advantage. Now, I take a lot of shots at blacks. That's true, but I shoot at everybody, including myself. And it does seem that, based on the evidence, based on the polling, based on the rhetoric coming out of the black community, it does seem that Donald J. Trump is the favorite. Could you imagine in the black community? Now, I'm not quick to say that. I'm not going to be quick to say that blacks are going to vote unequivocally for Trump, because a lot of blacks are still under the wrath of slavery in this country. You go down south, and if you don't vote a certain way, if you don't campaign for a certain candidate, you'll get fired. You'll get kicked out of the community. How dare you? Democrats in the South treat blacks like property, right? And I think that I think I'm accurate in saying that. I think a lot of blacks feel like that. And, but the endorsement from Black Lives Matter. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? No. Black Lives Matter. Very influential in America. They could start a riot at the drop of a dime, and nobody gets in trouble. It has the current leader of Black Lives Matter, one of the founders. I know there was a woman who was also a leader and a founder, but she's nowhere to be found. But the current acknowledged leader of Black Lives Matter has endorsed Donald Trump for president, says that he stumps for Trump. Now that's a huge blow to the Democratic Party. Remember, last week we found out that Latinos are breaking heavily for Trump. Right? They agree. They don't like that woke nonsense. Right? They don't like it. Right? And for other reasons too. Right? And you would think like Latin America, Latins, Latinos, they only get into the country and get a free ride. Right? So we'll open the border and we'll win the Latino vote. Well, it turns out that doesn't really pan out. Latinos are not stupid. They want to come to a free and fair and just place. They're not looking for a handout, right? So Latinos are breaking for Trump. Young people are breaking for Trump in droves, right? That's mind-boggling, because if young people across the political spectrum start to break for Trump in big numbers, Trump's rallies are not just going to be the old-fashioned Trump supporters, but they're going to be, MAGA people, but they're going to be everybody, rooting for Trump. So if you have a scenario of and all the whites, I guess, are all the whites in the pocket of Trump? Not really. Whites are not a monolithic group either. Wide spectrum of whites. I think the middle of the country and outside of the cities breaks for Trump, and then inside the cities you'll have whites that break for Biden. Now you got to ask yourself, if the statistics is telling us, if the numbers are telling us that blacks are breaking heavily for Trump, with an endorsement from Black Lives Matter, which is not necessarily blacks. It's also young people. Black Lives Matter is not just blacks, but it's young people and blacks. Breaking for Trump. Latinos breaking for Trump. Whites breaking for Trump. Fucking young people. I said that 3 times. You got to ask yourself, how on earth did the Democrats pull off a win? What are they going to do next? Everything they do fails. They indict Trump 91 times on garbage, and the whole country sees that it's garbage and breaks for him anyway. And that doesn't work. You can't even throw him in jail. It doesn't work. Right? So what are they going to do next? I speculate they'll try to kill him. Or the cheating will become so vile, and the aggressiveness towards the populace, that's you and me, will be so great. I don't know, pick your poison. It could be another pandemic. It could be some sort of other, colored flag that goes up and shiny object, look over here, start a war. Right? The whole Israel thing is blowing up in the Democrats' face. Most people look at it and say, why is Israel so favored and the Palestinian people are treated like garbage? Most people see that now in America. Young people see it. Remember, the Bernie crowd was, the Squad. You remember the Squad? A couple of Arabs in there, right? Rashida Tlaib and the rest of them, Alibaba. All those chosen Democrats were all, Arab supporting, pro Palestine, anti-Israel occupation. Right? They didn't go away; they're still there. So I don't see how without a bullet or a severe cheat or imprisoning people, literally, right, creating some kind of crazy false, narrative to prevent people from voting and cheating. I don't know how the Democrats pull it off. It just seems at this point the whole scenario breaks for Trump. But we're going to look at blacks because that's a huge fucking thing. Right? If blacks break for Trump vocally, out in your face, right, and don't care about the consequences, right? I'm going to vote for Trump. Fuck you, and they get fired because that's going to happen too, or disciplined, right? You get disciplined for something else. You didn't do your job, right? You'll get angry blacks on top of other angry blacks. You didn't do your job correctly, because he's got a fucking Trump 2024 sign on his on his desk or something. So yeah, that's what we'll talk about today. This is my thumbnail today, Donald J. Trump, and the gentleman's name is Mark Fisher. He's the co-founder of Black Lives Matter. He says Black Lives Matter calls out Democratic policies. All right, so we'll look at his little interview. My name is Marcus Conte. I have a website every morning at 9 a.m., Monday through Thursday. We're live talking about philosophical, educational subjects, nothing really political. It's more current events. To want to know in the year 2024, we're almost there, right? And we're going to be experiencing primaries very soon in January. Iowa, New Hampshire, right? We're coming around the corner. We're coming around the bend, right? And we could stop talking about the stupid dumb Republicans trying to unseat Trump. And on the other side, the Democrats, that's actually working to the advantage. There's a couple of independents running. Cornel West, Robert Kennedy Jr., and others are going to suck at least 10% away from the Democrats. And so with a sucking away, right, with in the Democratic Party with Cornel West, the independents, and blacks, Latinos, young people, most whites breaking for Trump. How the fuck does Joe Biden or any Democrat win? Right? The math isn't there. Right? So the campaign, I'll just say it one last time. The campaign that the Democrats are going to pour out over the next year is going to be so aggressive and so much to vilify anybody who speaks any positivity at Trump whatsoever. It's just going to be enormous, an enormous fucking boot on the throat to get Trump out. So anyway, good morning, everybody in the chat. Vinny D. Martini on the wrench. What's up, Vinny? William R. Hall, the artist from Syracuse, New York. What's up, William R. Hall? TJ over on the other side of the pond in, I believe, England or Scotland. I forget where you're from. I know you're on the other side. Christopher Conwell, excuse me. Snake Pliskin in the house. Justin Balzone. William Smith, Fear Porn, Christopher, I said your name twice. Sean Kane is lurking. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. So let's start here. These are real people, by the way, in the chat. These are not phony, fake, synthetic AI replicated. They're real people watching the show. We're a team here. It's like Kirtan. It's like we're a team making this together. Frail Jimmy Carter attends service as family, presidents, and first ladies celebrate Rosalind Carter. I keep calling her Roseanne. Rosalind Carter, right? So Rosalind Carter, president of wife of the 39th president, Jimmy Carter, who's currently 99 years old. Looking 99. He's definitely looking 99. There he is. Oh, my blood. What are we here for? Right. It's got to be a sadness in his heart, man. His wife of all those years, 70 years, 80 years together. And we all end up in the same place, man, the same box, man. But look at the guests. Oh, shit. I said yesterday Trump wasn't there and Obama wasn't there, but they sent their wives. Melania, angry black and getting angrier and blacker, Michelle Obama, she's going to be pissed off when the blacks break for Trump. I thought we had this in the bag. I thought we were on the right side of racism and pro-black in America. Turns out you're not, Miss Obama. And you've got the lovely wife of Bush. That's Linda Bush, I believe her name is. What's her fucking name? What's her first name? Laura Bush. And without needing not be introduced, Hillary fucking Clinton, right? Hillary Clinton, you don't think of her as a walking down the aisle with first ladies. She sees herself as a world leader. I'm a Secretary of State. No, you're not. You're the husband. You're the wife of a very, very influential man in America. That was Bill Clinton. Right? This is Jimmy Carter. He's looking. You could see the ghost. He's starting to look like a ghost. He's I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long Jimmy Carter lives. It's a life well lived, right? This is how we go. You know. Don't be afraid to get old. You know. Don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid, Jimmy. It's better on the other side. You're out of your pain. Here's Melania talking to Garth Brooks, the singer. And there's Father Jimmy, looking to the heavens. Garth Brooks playing. So adios, adios, Miss Carter. Over in New York, I don't know if Trump's got the Jew vote. Of course he does. I think. Who knows? Right? Jews are not monolithic either. Jews go with the money, right? And they'll probably vote for Trump. Well, they don't really care, you know. But the Jew is still in all his Jewness trying to say that there is anti-Semitism and hatred for Jews in America just by simply suggesting that Palestine has a right to be alongside of Israel. So the Jew is still fighting back. A group of Jewish teachers and parents took to New York City schools. Chancellor David Banks slamming the embattled school chief for botching the reaction to anti-Semitic unrest at a radicalized Queens high school. Now, the radicalized Queens High School they're talking about was roughly a lot of kids that got a little out of hand, got a little huffy because there's 400 of them, and they scared a teacher, and the teacher went and hid in the closet. No harm done. Just she was scared. Maybe got a pile of shit in her pants, right? But nobody hurt anybody, right? And that's anti-Semitism. Your own fear drove you into the fucking closet, right? Because of your big mouth, right? So don't mess with the kids, man. The kids are monolithic. The kids are herd. And so it's very sad. As you sift through this article, you can't really find what exactly was anti-Semitic about any of this. There isn't anything. There's just young kids supporting their homeland or their parents' homeland, right? It's like your parents come from Palestine. They land in America, great nation, every prosperity, no bombs blowing up. They love the place. And then they see their brothers and sisters back in Israel getting pummeled. And the country that they love, America, is supporting it. And so it becomes your obligation as a Palestinian immigrant or child of Palestinian immigrants to speak the fuck up and tell people. That's what you're supposed to do in America, and that's what these kids are doing. They're standing up peacefully, bravely. Arabs are not monolithic either. The country's changing, right? These are people. I think people are becoming American. What do you think, right? We've got blacks wanting to be American again, Latinos loving America, Palestine's loving America. The only one who's not loving America right now is the fucking Jew. Right? The Jew is screaming, "How dare you? How dare you take away our power, our throne?" And the Jews are unhappy, but everybody else seems to be pretty happy. Whites are in the same place, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, the Jew. Let's talk about Trump. Trump for blacks. There you go.
I love those pink signs. Women for Trump. I love the signs behind me. Blacks for Trump. I like those signs. Blacks for Trump. You watch.
Blacks for Trump.
You watch. Those signs are great. Thank you.
That's an old one. He didn't necessarily get the black vote at that moment, but he might still. Let's keep watching. I found a couple of good pieces here.
Black people are going to save America from Joe Biden.
Yes.
Think so? Okay.
We got tricked. He's weakened at Bernie's, bro. You literally re-upped on the most racist practice in America, gun control.
Right.
As the black people started buying more guns than ever, you said, we're going to send you to jail for 10 years.
Look at this white guy. He's like, are you kidding me, man? The blacks are going to vote for Trump? I just don't understand. It's anti-education. It's anti-everything we were taught in college. And the black votes for the Democrat. Don't they?
Unfortunately, the Supreme Court was like, what? You are bugging. You speak to black people as if you literally own them. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
That's right, man. That's how blacks feel. Give this guy a round of applause. The Democrats think they own the black. Right? And you vote my way or we'll fire you.
What type of fucking... It's amazing.
Yeah. Yes,
It's the level of entitlement and audacity. Mind you, you're the same guy that crafted the criminal legislation, to send many of these black men to jail in the first place. Black people are going to have to save America from Joe Biden. Then black people are going to have to become libertarians and save America from America.
Wow, that was good, right? That guy was great, man. So here's the big story. I think I see this as a game changer, a big game changer. It's very, very hard for the Democrats to fend this endorsement off because they supported Black Lives Matter throughout, and they'll turn around and say, "Well, Trump didn't support Black Lives Matter." When he did, he didn't. Trump didn't support the violence, the smashing and the bashing, but he certainly allowed them to speak. Black Lives Matter. This is a game changer. Black Lives Matter leader endorses Trump for 2024, accuses Dems of racist policies, says, we're not stupid. Wow. So Black Lives Matter leader threw his support behind former President Trump in the 2024 race for the White House, accusing Democrats of racist policies that are working against the black community. His name is Mark Fisher, who is the co-founder of Black Lives Matter Rhode Island, joined Fox and Friends to discuss why some black voters are leaving the Democrats as they contemplate who they will vote for in 2024. Again, Black Lives Matter is not all blacks. It's a lot of them. It's the politically active black, but it's not the monolithic black from the South who just, if you want your job, you vote Democrat. They don't follow politics. They just buy the garbage, swallow the garbage that Trump is somehow a white supremacist racist looking to take everything from them, which appears now to be the opposite. Blacks are seeing it. Hey, old monolithic blacks down south, follow Black Lives Matter with this one. They got it right. I think they got it right. It's the duplicity of the Democrats, the hypocrisy. Let's just watch his interview. Here he is. Here he is saying it. This is the leader, Mark Fisher. Is that his name? Yeah, Mark Fisher, the leader of Black Lives Matter, right? Millions of blacks he represents. Not the guy on the left.
The co-founder of Black Lives Matter, Rhode Island, is endorsing former President Trump and calling out the Democrats for what he calls years of racist policies. Watch.
We've been used and abused for so long.
Yeah.
That party, they don't value our vote. Their policies are basically racist policies. I believe it's a racist party. Donald Trump he's the opposite. He's
Black Lives Matter just said the Democratic Party is a racist party. Oh man, that is fucking heavy. Right? Is Mark Fisher getting paid to say this? Who's paying Mark Fisher?
It's a racist party. Donald Trump.
Say it again.
Racist policies. I believe it's a racist party. Donald Trump.
Democrats have racist policies and are a racist fucking party. Amazing.
He's the opposite. He's going to.
Trump is the opposite. I'm sorry. I'm cutting this guy up because it's good stuff.
Policies. I believe it's a racist party. Donald Trump he's the opposite. He's going to tell you how it is. He's going to give it to you straight. Trump has done more for the black community than any president I can think of in my lifetime.
And he's not alone in his criticism. President Biden faces dismal approval numbers among black voters in key swing states.
That's fucking devastating right there. That is devastating. 40% of black vote is going to Trump, when it used to be like 15 or 12%. Trump is approaching 1 in 2 blacks of breaking for him. Right? By the time we get to the end, they're going to all be voting for if the numbers are going this way already, right, they'll probably just continue. Hold on a second. Markets are going up today. Markets are going up. So, and the second number, the Hispanic votes, 57%. Wow. It's mind-boggling. And I do think young people are tired. The situation in Israel has woken a lot of young people to the fact that American policy is corporately driven, right? It's war. It's support for one side, regardless of right and wrong. Young people see that. They say, well, why are we dropping bombs on the Palestinians' head? They don't have this kind of effort. Right? And then the Jew will say, well, how many people did they kill at the rave? And you'll say, well, 1,200. How many? And then you have to say, well, go before that. And then they try to stop you right there. No. The Hamas killed our people and now we're going to slaughter them. They don't want to look at what happened before. They just want to know, they want you to know what's coming next. Right? But before that, it's clear that the Israeli world, the world of Israel, has been very, very harsh in corralling the Palestinian people into a very small area, an occupation, arguably a concentration camp, because you've cut off their water, you've cut off their food, you've cut off their energy, you've taken away their law enforcement, you've blown up their hospital, you blew up their escape pods under the city, you've evicted people, you've taken away their human rights, their rights to engage in a free and open Israel. It's very, very ugly. Right? And but back to the black. Black Lives Matter. That's my opinion. But let's listen to the black who's going to vote for Trump because of those things.
Joining us now, the co-founder of Black Lives Matter Rhode Island, Mark Fisher. Mark, thanks so much for joining the program. This is my favorite story of the day because it identifies with what I've seen in the barbershop. All the brothers, for some reason right now, are turning tides right now. And I just wonder, what is the big reason?
The barbershop blacks are breaking for Trump.
I think personally, it's the duplicity of the Democrats. The hypocrisy. We're not stupid. The brothers are not stupid. We understand when someone's for us and when someone is not. And it's obvious that the Democratic Party is not for us.
Yeah, I can't.
Their policies actually strike at the heart of the black family and the nuclear family.
Yeah, so, you were part of Black Lives Matter. You founded it there. And now you're saying, you're not saying the entire Republican Party, you're saying Donald Trump. So what is it about Donald Trump? Is it the economics?
He's the leader. Yeah, what is it? What is it, Mr. Black? Hey, Black, what is it about Trump that you like? That's what we want to know.
You noted the black family. What is it going to take for him to shore up this support amongst black voters?
Well, I just think that it's going to take information. A lot of people are misinformed. They don't really understand because they don't educate themselves on Donald Trump as a person and his history. But if they do that, and it's going to take, leaders, educated leaders, getting the word out there, I think that it'll happen on its own and it'll be organic.
William Smith in the chat, a good friend of the program, says one of these monkeys in a suit is still one of these monkeys. All right. You get to speak, right? We unfortunately, blacks have been called monkeys. Blacks have been called fried chicken eating motherfuckers, watermelon eating motherfuckers, dumb, slave, Negro, the N-word, on and on and on, right? The assault on blacks, right? You think the Jew has a problem? Look at the black, right? And so I mean, again, that you have to talk about it, right? I've probably used that as well, right? The monkey reference, right? And it's look, you do it so that I think you do it because you want the black person, the racially charged black to see it, right, and rise above it, right? That's all it takes. It's just a little awareness that you're being used like you're a tool. You're a tool for the Democrats. Look what they did to you in 2016. Right? They don't care about your voice or your opinion. They just want you to fall in line. They want you to be a slave. And the blacks broke, unequivocally, young people, blacks, all kinds of minorities broke heavily for Bernie Sanders. That was the voice of the Democratic Party. It was a hybrid, idea of people called it, wrongly, ineffectually called it socialism. But Bernie was more about something else. He was inherently able to bring everybody together. And when you went to a Bernie Sanders rally, you didn't see black, you didn't see white. You didn't see old or young or Latino or Mexican or whatever else you want to call it. You didn't see Jew. You saw America, right? That was the thing about Sanders, right? And Black Lives Matter is a spinoff of those things, right? And they're looking at the Democratic Party saying, you robbed us. You robbed us of that opportunity, and you assigned Joe Biden, first Hillary Clinton, then Joe Biden, two losers. Right? So Trump is the entrepreneur. All you Democrats are making money on the back of your job as a civil servant. You make millions and millions of dollars when you're supposed to be serving the public. You run for office, you serve your time, and get the fuck out. Right? That's what public service is. Congress, $200,000 a year, that's what you're supposed to make. And then you go back to your home fucking land and get a job or do something else, right? But But while politicians are lining their pockets, right, making millions, they're turning everything that Trump did in his life, all the successes, his wheeling and dealing, into criminal activity. 91 times he's a criminal. Right? Blacks see it. Right? Everybody sees it. Trump is for the people. The Democratic Party is clearly for themselves and their corporate donors. It was clear in 2016. It got a little fuzzy in 2020. But it's clear again, and that's how it'll break. The Democrats have to stop that view, and we don't know how they're going to do it. Right? I bet this guy better watch out, Mark Fisher. They're going to come after him. I bet you. I'll make a prediction. 6 months, 6 months from now, Mark Fisher is going to have some legal problems that he didn't realize.
Because personally, I love the man. I mean, how could you not like? If a real man, how could you not relate to someone like that?
Yeah, he watches every morning, so I'm sure he's cheering as you're saying this. We looked at some of the polls for Trump over Biden in the battleground states. In 2020...
I'll go one more time, Will Smith. Giving an anti-white group a platform to speak. Fuck Fox News. I don't know about that. I mean, again, I just briefly, I was at a lot of Black Lives Matter rallies. 95% of the people are not. They're not anti-white. I don't know. I don't know. I think you might be right. There is a lot of anti-whiteism, but again, it's an evolution. You know, maybe they'll flip to realize that they're tools. What I'm trying to say is that's what interviews like this show you. The leader of Black Lives Matter is getting it, right? And suddenly you're watching the program and you don't see a black anymore. Right? You don't see an angry black. You see a guy who it occurred to him. He's got his finger on it and he's trying to voice it. It's like, holy shit, the Democrats are the fucking party of racism. And Trump looks like the winner. Right? That's what I'm trying to point out. Right? So you hold your fire. Right? You could use slurs, but in this context, he's not really. He's not anti-white at all. So anyway,
it was 8%. Now in 2023, he has 22%, and that's just not black men. So. The election is right around the corner. Mm-hmm. If you have the opportunity to talk to the former president, I'm sure he's watching right now.
What was that number?
Election.
Look at this. Support for Trump over Biden among black voters in swing states. 8, 16, 12, almost triple. That is fucking staggering. These numbers tend to go up like 1%, 2%. Right? The Democrats should be shitting in their boots if the number went to 10% of blacks in swing states. It's 22%. That is enough to swing an election, right? Those swing states are only a few thousand people that swing the country, swing the election. So blacks have you add blacks, Latinos, young people, openly or not openly voting for Trump. And again, you got to watch the cheat. The cheat is not off the table. Hold on a second. Let's look at the market. And the market is open. Boom. Higher. Bang. Wow. What a run. Oh, my God. NASDAQ is way up. Look at this thing go. Holy shit. Holy smokes. Man, was I wrong about this one. I thought it was going to go down. It's going up. So markets going up. Markets are way up. Nvidia up 8. Google up 76 cents. Apple up $1.34. Amazon up $1. Meta, Facebook, formerly Facebook, down a little bit, 28 cents. Microsoft flat. Tesla up 4.5. I don't know what's driving the NASDAQ like this. NASDAQ is up 126 points right now. And climbing. Rivian up 62 cents, 3%, up to $18 a share. What else? War stocks flat. Lockheed Martin down $2.75. Raytheon up 40 cents. Boeing flat, down 11 cents. The holiest of holy stocks, vaccines makers. Pfizer up 35 cents. Johnson & Johnson flat. Moderna up $1.72. Right, so you can't deny it. The market is going up. There you go. S&P 500 up 28 points. Dow up another 69 to 35,400. It's approaching the top again. It's going to break out. It's going to go over the top. NASDAQ. Jamie Dimon was right. Jamie Dimon called it. He said that the S&P 500 by the end of the year would be 4,700. He's close. 45.8 already. It's on its way. So market's going up. Nothing to worry about, kids. Nothing to worry about. We're going up. So let's listen a little more.
The election is right around the corner. If you had the opportunity to talk to the former president, I'm sure he's watching right now, what would you tell him?
Call me on my cell phone, man. I'll stump for Trump.
He speaks for himself. I stump for Trump.
Mark, I'm fascinated by you. Why did you end up leaving Black Lives Matter? Or are you still affiliated with it?
No. I'm still affiliated with it. All day. Because the thing about it is, my message that I preach and that I tout is unity. It's a message of unity. It's unity driven. I want to bring together all the marginalized.
All right, I like this guy, man. I like him. Thank you very much. Here's another guy. Here's another one. Interview former black supremacist turns Trump supporter. There's a white hating motherfucker, and now he's supporting Trump. What's this?
In America, because it's impossible to survive in America when you have to live through all these regulations, but they don't. And so they own 87% of all of the business in America, while the white man and the black man are broke, just like in Russia. Of course you want taxes high. Why would you want taxes high? Because you don't pay taxes, Hillary. You and Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's a full-blooded.
He's saying that they pay the Democrats want you to pay high taxes because they don't pay tax at all. It's true.
They don't have to go through all that. So of course they want taxes high. So you can't compete with them. So that's why I love Trump, because he's letting the real white man and the real black man get some money.
The real white man and the real black man, yes, right. Well, how about the real American? Why don't we stop already? Why don't we stop the black and the white? Maybe it's just American. It's possible.
Give me liberty or give you death.
How did you meet President Trump?
The guy had a realization that he was blaming the wrong people. He was blaming the color of people as opposed to the values, right? The content of their character. Right? The Democrats, dirty Democrats. Oh yeah, I like them. They're real different colors. But he realizes that they're not for him. They're using him. Right? He got it.
How did I meet him? The first time I really met him, I was doing parties in West Palm Beach at some of his events. And then I met him at an event where in 2011 when he announced he was running for president, I was called by the people that was doing that event for me to sing behind him. So I sang behind him, and then I stood behind him. And the reason I liked him, because like Cyrus in the Bible was supposed to be a bombastic, egotistical warmonger. Mm-hmm. In the last days, I was taught by Yahweh Ben Yahweh that it would be a white man like that would come to help deliver us out of the king of Babylon's hand.
Wow. He sees Trump as delivering the black people out of the hand of Abraham, or whatever he said, some kind of religious thing. Right? Trump is the Messiah. Right? Trump is the black Messiah, motherfucker.
And that's Isaiah 45, 1-5. And guess what? Trump got, the press accuses him of all of those accolades. And he's not afraid, and he won't back down.
Nope.
That's my man. And then you can't pay him off. So he's not found wanting. So,
all right, you can't pay him off. This guy's got it right, man. He's got the whole thing right.
Therefore, I stand behind him, because he could have just lived opulently like Moses could have did the same thing. Well, what did Moses do? He took off his royal robe and jumped in the mud with us. And now he's called a deplorable with us instead of standing back and marrying Nefertiti and living an opulent life. He could have did that easily. He was living in Mar-a-Lago and having a ball. But he gave it up because he saw that his people, which is the black man and the white man, are being destroyed.
He saw. I think Trump saw that. Trump definitely is for the American people, but Trump is also a profiteer. Trump's net worth has, he once said he was worth $10 billion and he wasn't. He's probably worth much more than that now after being the president, right? Smart investments,
So, well, he's a racist. Well, if he's a racist, why did Jesse Jackson thank him for helping him run for president and helping the Rainbow Coalition and help?
The whole story of Trump being a racist is blowing up in their face. There's no evidence of any of that, right? Nothing that would even suggest that. Trump was best friends with Don King for years, right? It wasn't a black issue or a white issue. It was about, boxing and fucking casinos and gambling and drinking and whoring. Not Trump, but they definitely, Trump has made a business on profiteering from alcohol and gambling and prostitution, right, as a casino owner, no doubt.
Help him give black people jobs for the last 30 years. Why did he help the Russell Simmons get financing to do death?
AU Image Vision says paid shills. We're all paid. Right? There's no shame in taking money to say something, especially if you believe it. Right? If this guy believes what he's saying and someone's paying him to push him out in front, I don't see a problem with that. Money can be used fairly and justly. Right? Trump is an example of that. Trump is when asked about minimum wage, Trump said, "Why should it only be 15? Why not? I think people should be making a lot more than that." And those kind of answers, they diffuse the myths.
Damn records, out of which there would have been no Jay-Z. He helped Don King. I've seen him help black people, like the black guy that fixed his tire, didn't know he was in the car. He paid the man's whole mortgage off. He didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
But President Trump or people from President Trump, they have asked you to be behind him in rallies?
No. See, in the beginning, it wasn't really like...
All right, so there you go. There's another black. Here's some more black. Here's more. It's a black program today. Black Wednesday.
Who are you going to vote for today?
More than likely Trump again.
Why?
I don't know. He's hitting on a lot of measures that I'm kind of like concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Like what?
Well, the black community, I am concerned about us. Being able to get employment, education for black people is very serious and critical here in Los Angeles. Issues would be illegal immigration. And I believe that that's really a big problem here in Los Angeles.
Illegal immigration. I thought the blacks were for. They want to tear down the wall. They don't. They want open borders. The blacks. No, they don't. They don't. Because the immigrant comes in and fucking does the job for half the price, works twice as hard for half the price. Right? And you say, well, fuck you, man. Just work harder, black. You're lazy. No. It's your country. You were here first. Right? You step to the front of the line, right? And the immigrant works for you. Right? It's like a food chain, right? So there's another thing, another myth just blowing up on the Democrats that open borders favor growth in America. Right? It promotes corporate growth, but it devastates the little guy, right? The little black, the little ornery black. Right?
Angeles, especially for working class people who are trying to survive and live here. We've been maintaining and trying to survive here, and then we can't get jobs. Not saying that I don't want people to be able to come here to this country and be able to get a new life, but what about the people that are here?
It doesn't concern you that Trump lies about everything?
What about the people that are here? He says, and here's the guy. Doesn't Trump worry you?
It doesn't concern you that Trump lies about everything?
The question, Trump lies about everything. Listen to the answer. The answer's beautiful.
He lies, but what politician doesn't?
Bingo. They all lie.
Trump doesn't like Black Lives Matter. Trump loves the cops. He thinks people shouldn't be protesting against
Trump did not say he didn't like Black Lives Matter. So you see how the press is desperately trying to spin it. And this woman just holds her ground. She's like, I don't see that. I'm not buying your garbage.
Police, he doesn't believe there's any racism in America.
Well, I believe there is racism, and we have good cops and we have bad cops. I don't have a problem with police officers. Many inner city black people do. I don't. You know, and there's not all racism in there. Like any group of people, you have good, you have bad. So, I mean, we just have to weed out the bad officers, and that's just it. That's just the way I feel. I feel like we're being smothered here and starved out of California.
And Trump is going to change that?
Trump is not going to change it, but I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon with people who's been smothering my people out.
That's right, man. You've been smothering my people, right?
You're looking at two evils, if you want to put it that way. So which one do we choose? We choose what is in our best interest. We are allowing our hatred for President Trump to overwhelm our better interest. Our better interest is to let this continue as it is and let us get our gains. That's how we got our civil rights stuff. We got them incrementally. We didn't get them once. The whole world was in our side with George Floyd.
Okay.
The whole world. They came to us. And then what happened? We turned on each other. We started looting, burning, robbing. We became ugly, vulgar, nasty, violent.
Yep.
Now, nobody likes us. We don't even like each other. Nobody likes us. President Trump.
Because you got used, man. You got used in that whole George Floyd thing. They exploited the blacks, burning and breaking everything, right? Right? They turned it into a racial issue. You got used, right? The blacks know that maybe they see it now. You got used.
President, whether you like him or not, this man was not prepared to be no president. But this man has grown into the presidency. I never told you I like.
Trump has grown into the presidency, says the black. Yeah, he sure has. He's the father of this nation right now. Trump is the leader of this nation. Right? He's the face, the driving force in politics right now. Right? I would have much rather see Bernie Sanders, but Trump is clearly doing it, and you could see when Trump is pushed, he doesn't fold like Bernie. Bernie folded like a cheap suit. He wasn't real. Trump proves to be the real thing. Right? Absolutely.
Trump, you're assuming that. What I said was, I'm picking out things that are to his advantage.
So it's all breaking. It's all breaking for Trump. Here's the issue of it tells you right here. You're going to hear an interview with Cornel West. And he's running for president too, but he's going to be asked about Israel and the occupation of Gaza and the West Bank. And Fox News doesn't like it. They don't. They think that Israel is sacred in this matter, and it just shows you that Cornel West, a black guy running for president, distinguished professor from Princeton University, is going to tell you that no. We side with peace in Israel, not the Israeli fucking army devastating the Palestinian people. Right? And so that issue too. You've got young people and America looking at the war in Israel and the Jew crying at every turn of this. Oh, fucking anti-Semitism! They hate me. And it's unjustified while they drop the bombs on the heads of their neighbors, killing their kids. Right? Young people see that, and the party of Bernie is still there. Right? They just grew up a little bit. Right? They grew up.
My next guest went viral for his own speech calling Israel's response a genocidal attack on Gaza. Joining me now, Dr. Cornel West, 2024 independent presidential candidate. Dr. West, great to see you as always. Now, you and I disagree, I know, on a lot of issues, but I think we can have a pretty constructive conversation here. So let's start with just the basics. Do you think atrocities were committed against innocent civilians by Hamas terrorists on October 7th?
The answer is obviously yes. The answer, of course, and Cornel West is going to tell you that, right? But she wants you to say, well, that's enough for Israel to totally dismantle the country, which isn't. And Cornel West is, again, he's going to tell you, well, what came first? What was before that attack? Right? You got to look at the 70-year history. You have to look at the history.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Anytime you kill innocent people, my dear sister, that's a war crime. There's no doubt about that. It's in the context of 75 years of a very vicious Israeli domination and occupation. But anytime you kill innocent people, it's wrong. When you kill civilians, those are war crimes no matter who does it. But that's true whether U.S. Army does it, whether Hamas does it, whether the IDF do it, whether the Russian Army does it. We have to have some moral consistency.
Right. So he's saying, yeah, there is violence and there is war crime. But it's not just the Palestinians doing it. The Americans do it. The fucking over and over and over again. NATO. Russia, look what Russia did to Ukraine. Look the United States did to Syria and everywhere else it goes, right? And fucking Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Right. So at that point, when those crimes occurred, what should Israel have done?
It's a good question.
Well, I mean, I can't run this. I think Israel should have ended the occupation a long time ago and treat Palestinians with dignity.
Okay, but just stay on that question, though.
Right? She keeps pushing him. Well, they did this to Israel. They blew up the rave, and therefore everything that Palestine gets is justified. That is fucking insane. That's how a psychopath thinks. That's psychopath behavior. Right. Jew fucking extremism.
If you don't mind, Professor West. Okay, well, let's stay on the question, though.
Okay.
These crimes, which you concede occurred, what might have happened before, I understand your views on that. But then what?
You understand his views on that. No, you don't understand his views, darling. You don't understand his views because you're not listening to his views. When he speaks his views, you shut him down or change the subject. So Fox is obviously playing politics. I think this woman obviously believes what she's saying. She believes it. She thinks Israel is justified to flatten Palestine, Gaza, because of what they did, and anything that happened before that doesn't fucking matter.
What? Like if someone came into your house and did that to your family, you would want them to be, obviously justice to be done. In this case, Hamas hides among the civilian population. We know that. That's one of their tactics.
They have no other choice. Where do you want them to go? Stand out in the open and get shot and killed? Hamas is the fucking government of Gaza, right? The elected government of Gaza is Hamas, and they're treated like terrorists. So they go underground, right? And so they can't nobody kills them right away.
So what should Israel have done in this case?
What?
Well, I think it's a matter of trying to get at the root of it. There must be responsibility and accountability for war crimes. There's no doubt about that. That's true for the Palestinians who've been killed every day for over 75 years. That's true for Israelis who were killed in October.
Cornel West put it out there. He says Palestinians have been getting killed every day for 70 years. Well, how about that, man? That's true. Right. Where's the Jew crying for the Gaza people that got killed for 70 years daily?
With the seventh, there has to be some accountability and responsibility. But you can't jump into this, my dear sister, without understanding the larger context and backdrop. Because if we don't get to the root of this vicious Israeli occupation, we're going to
vicious Israeli occupation, says Brother Cornell.
Have these cycles of hatred and violence going on and on and on. That's the real challenge. How do you move in such a way that you can accent the best in both folks, the Palestinians and the Israelis, and how do you do that?
It's very easy for the Americans. Stop supporting one side. That's all. That's how the Americans solve the problem. Stop supporting the Jew who shows up everywhere crying anti-Semitism and orders everybody to bomb fucking Gaza at the cost of $50 billion a fucking year, or however much money they give to Israel.
You've got to end the occupation. It's like Nat Turner.
End the occupation. That's what he's saying.
Had to do the resistance against slavery, right? Did he kill some innocent white folk? He was wrong. But slavery had to go, or you were going to have cycles of that over and over again. That's why these brothers...
Nobody wants to listen to the college professors anymore. He's telling you the cycle. He's pointing out the cycle and she just can't hear it. Fox can't hear it. No.
here who are putting their lives on the line.
Okay,
there's something
Neil.
that's positive about that. They see a genocide taking place. We got to do something about it.
Okay, so it almost sounds, I know you would do that, but it almost sounds like you're saying you can explain what they did on October 7th because you believe that Israel is occupying their territory and they had no other option? Is that...
Is Israel occupying their territory? Of course they are. They have a wall around it. They have a wall around it, commentator. Do you have a wall around your house? No.
What you're saying?
Well, when JFK said, my dear sister, that those who make non-violent revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable.
Wow, that's great. He quotes JFK, right? If peaceful protest doesn't work, it becomes violent, right? That's what happens, right? All the time.
JFK who says that, and you can imagine any other politician saying that is true.
JFK wouldn't have been in favor of a two-party system in Israel, and he wouldn't have been in favor of the Israelis not bombing the shit out of Gaza. I disagree.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been in favor. I mean, not that I'm trying to speak for anybody here, but...
Irish...
She can't get it. She doesn't get it. Cornel West gets major points for this one.
The Dalits across the board. Anytime you have people under occupation and Gaza-like conditions, over time it's going to spill over in an ugly way. Now you know that just from history, right?
I think it's
you know that
interesting.
from history.
Well, by that way of looking at things, America should just dissolve today. We should.
I'll leave it at that, right? But Cornel West, I love that guy. I still love him. Does he have a fucking any chance whatsoever of becoming president? I don't think so, man. But anyway, man, thank you all for joining me. Agree, disagree, whatever your opinion is. I do think that Trump is, upon further investigation, is winning the hearts and minds of all people. Ironically, bringing people back to the party of Lincoln, the Republican Party. He has significant leadership, young leadership in place already in Congress that support him, that back him. It does look like the tides are turning now. And again, it's to what degree will the Democrats hold on, right? This could be the end of the Democratic Party, right? I know historically people say that. But it could. It could. The Whigs dissolved in 1864, right before Lincoln. The Whigs dissolved, Whig Party. It was Whigs and it was Democrats. And then the Whigs fell apart, and it was the birth of the Republican Party. So I don't know. Trump is, I don't know, he's still running as a Republican. It's still the duopoly there. But I'll take that back. It doesn't dissolve the Democratic Party. How could it? Right? It's not a third party run. Right? It's not a emerging party, but it does look like the Democrats are going to go back into the background again, and show you just how fucked up they are with their woke nonsense, and we can go back to basic sanity, not pushing vaccines on people, not fucking, all the other atrocities that they've done, forcing people out of their jobs because they disagree with them. Vile, vicious censorship online. So, I don't know, man. So, thank you guys for joining me. I'll take us out with a little, I got this song, Roddy. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sorry about that. That was a bad take. Anyway. Oh, here we go. Anyway, man. Peace, everybody. Thanks.